you understand?
Hey everybody, I'm Tony Jones, and welcome to the Tony Jones Show.
It's not that people are willing to take the risk. It's sort of a herd mentality, a lemming-like mentality. If you don't go with the flow, you're anti-American and therefore a suspect.
The Tony Jones Show, featuring punk, rockabilly, psychobilly, and Providence, Rhode Island's finest, starts right now.
He's a dangerous militia member, I hear. Oh, and there she blows.
Friends, the time for mediocrity and broadcasting is over. My name is Tony Jones, and you are tuned in to the Tony Jones Show, your destination for talk and rock. Online at TonyJones.org, Facebook.com/Tony Jones Show, on the almighty Twitter at Tony Jones in RI. Be sure to go to RIFreeRadio.org for all your web entertainment needs. Kicking things off with the unfortunately now defunct Colourblind, Flood of Swine, the track you've just heard. As always, with me in studio, DJ Psycho Eddie meticulously preparing for his program a little bit later on this evening. If you're catching us live, or be sure to go to rifreeradio.org. Look for My Night Out Radio. Big weekend for you, DJ Psycho Eddie, wrapping up the big Metal Fest. And I hear you had quite a few hot wieners.
Actually, no. I avoided the hot wieners this week. After George's bachelor show, I indulged. This week, I actually hit up the Northern Barbecue Company. It's a food truck, which was actually conveniently parked right in the parking lot. And the brisket, I can only say, is orgasmic.
Orgasmic brisket in Providence. Quite the 5-star review from DJ Psycho Eddie here on the Tony Jones Show. You're hearing it first. And other hospitality news, our friend Jason Wu is going to be breaking off into his own pub.
JW Pub.
Which is incidentally in walking distance of our studio here and in walking distance of your house.
Actually, from his place to the studio is twice the different distance that it is from his place to my house. So I'm calling it stumbling distance.
That's going to be fun, and that's all I can say about that. That's going to be a good time. But let's get to our in-studio guest, who is Travis Landry. You know him from PBS's Antique Alley, and I remember Chuckles the Clown actually chasing the Antiques Alley folks around once at South Coast Toy and Comic Show. You may know him from the Travel Channel's Toy Hunter. He's currently with Bruno and Company Auctioneers. Travis, glad you could be here.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Tony.
As I am a lifelong collector. At one point, I think that I was probably a handful of comic books away from being on the show Hoarders. And then my girlfriend moved in with me, and we had to move some of that stuff out. Or
oh, no.
I was told that I had to move some of that stuff out.
That's horrible advice. Horrible advice.
So how long have you been working with collectibles, and how did you get your start with all this stuff?
I mean, I've been involved with antiques and collectibles my entire life. My parents are big-time collectors of Americana and American antiques and decorative arts, and that's what got me started. But the toys and everything, that's just what I was passionate about as a kid. I mean, I think I was the only kid I know at 8 years old. I'd open a toy and then just put it on a shelf. I wouldn't even touch it. That shows you how strange of an individual. But
or buy two, one to open and one to not open.
Yeah, exactly. One to play with and one just to keep in the box. That's the golden rule. But just been a collector my entire life. I was a senior in high school. I got cast to go on Travel Channel's Toy Hunter, and that was a blast for 3 years.
Nice.
And now I work with Bruno and Co. in Rhode Island Comic Con, and I'm the director of their toy department, and we put on biannual toy and comic auctions, and we have a really big one coming up this year at Rhode Island on the Sunday of the Comic Con.
So a different vibe from a live auction and folks who normally just purchase stuff online through eBay and Amazon. Talk about that a little bit, the excitement of a live auction as opposed to just simply clicking through eBay all day.
Oh, well, there's no better environment. I mean, you're in a room with, anywhere from 100 to 300 people, and everybody's there, and most of the time you get a group of people that want the same item. Well, at the end of the day, they're looking at each other in the room, and only one person's going home with that Han Solo. So the auction's a very emotion-packed, action-packed environment that really brings a whole different type of shopping experience versus eBay or just sitting on a laptop at home. It's very exciting. It's like a thrill to shopping.
Are there any events that I was always a big fan of the South Coast Toy and Comic Show, which unfortunately didn't take place this past year, but are there any events that you particularly are, after doing this for a while, just excited to get out to?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it comes to a point where now I mostly go to the shows all for work, but and also just for pleasure. I mean, Rhode Island Comic Con, right in the home state, that's a great show. Hartford Comic Con's a local show. That's really good. I mean, you go to the big ones. You go to New York Comic Con. You go to San Diego, any of the big guys. And personally, I've always been a Transformers fan. And up until this year, BotCon used to exist, which actually came to Providence in 2007 for only Transformers. But those are a couple of the shows I like to go to.
It's just amazing to see, again, as a lifelong collector, how these things have blown up. I mean, if you would have said to me 10, 15 years ago, there's going to be a Comic-Con in Rhode Island, it's going to be huge, I would probably laugh you out of the studio, right? Now it's insane.
What type of comics did you have, Tony?
I hate to admit that I was more on the cheesy side of things, so I always liked Archie, Beetle Bailey. There may have been a few little Lulus in my collection. I mean, speaking of Americana, I just always liked the cheesiest stuff possible.
It's okay. Then you're not missing out on much money because, unfortunately, those are the books today that you're better off starting a fire with for the most part.
Those are the books where you're, looking through them at a con or a flea market, and the guy kind of just says, "You can take those."
Yeah. Yeah. Do you go to a lot of flea markets and stuff?
Yeah,
Do a lot of bargain hunting?
Yeah. We we had a flea market right here in our complex, and now we have an estate sale in the front of complex here, and some great bargains around here just because it's off the beaten path, so it's not your Jewett City or your Seekonk. It's people who come down here to sell really are they have some very unique items, and it's cool to see them come through. Unfortunately, the flea over here didn't last very long, but it was great to also having access to the building, having first look to the items that were coming through, because I had a key to get back there. We're going to spin a few tunes. I want to get to the fact that with the internet, as much as we love it and it allows us to do what we're doing here today, everybody is now, quote unquote, an expert on everything, but most importantly, with today's subject, toys, comics, and collectibles. So we'll talk about that with Travis in just a bit, but before that, we'll get back down to the local music. Here's a little adapter right here on the Tony Jones Show. Ain't That Lovin' You Baby? You heard it here first.
Swim to the bank and crawl right home to you. I ain't that loving you, baby. I ain't that loving you, baby. I say, well, ain't that loving you, baby. I ain't that loving you, baby. I say, well, ain't that loving you, baby. I bet you don't even know my name. Down deep, but my spirit will rise to you. I ain't that loving you, baby. I ain't that loving you, baby. I say, well, ain't loving you, baby. I ain't that loving you, baby. I say, well, ain't loving you, baby. But you don't even know my name. You don't even know my name. You don't even know my name. head and walk away like it ain't that bad. But it's alright, I can stand the pain. But the price we pay ain't what's on the tag. Oh, baby, I'm standing by your side. 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 A love that hurt is worth the work. I'm standing by your side. I'm standing by your side. I don't care how long it takes. I don't care how long I gotta wait. I don't care what I got to do. The only thing I want, baby, is just to be with you. Standing by your side. Standing by your side. Standing by your side. Standing by your side.
Standing by Your Side, the name of that one, getting a little soulful here on the Tony Jones Show. The mighty, the legendary Mr. Lee Fields, Facebook.com/Tony Jones Show, on the almighty Twitter at Tony Jones in RI. Be sure to go to TonyJones.org and RIFreeRadio.org. Of course, if you're catching us live, we do check the social media throughout the broadcast, so get a hold of us there. If you're in a band or you'd like to be in studio, TonyJones.org or RIFreeRadio.org, click on the contact page, get a hold of me. We're here each and every week if you want to come down, and if you've got some music, we will get it in rotation here. DJ Psycho Eddie's here, and speaking of rotation, DJ Psycho Eddie, I heard from a gentleman, and this dovetails perfectly into the subject I want to get into with Travis. The internet. I heard from a young man. He's in Fiji. He's a big punk rock fan. He listens to the Tony Jones Show and to My Night Out Radio each and every week to hear American music.
Yeah.
First of all, and I'm a little embarrassed to admit this, having several college degrees, I had to open up the old atlas and find out where Fiji was. It's a little tiny dot on the map there, the little island, and I said, man, the internet is just so cool. Not just for pornography, not just for stock quotes, but because of the amazing stuff that's happening with alternative media and internet broadcasting, which we have been on the forefront of, but there's a downside to that. And Travis is here. He is currently with Bruno and Company Auctioneers. They're going to have a big auction at Rhode Island Comic-Con coming up. Everybody, Travis, thinks they're an expert because they did a Google search and they found a comic book and it was $4 on the Google search, and now they're an expert. Talk a little bit about that. This must be something that you're facing each and every day in your profession.
That is the most frustrating thing that I face probably 50 times a day. I can't even exaggerate. It's horrible. And I don't feel so much bad for the people that are claiming they're the experts, but the people that are claiming the experts buying from other people.
Right.
Now, I wasn't alive for the pre-internet and pre-Antiques Roadshow realm of dealing antiques, but supposedly back then, as my boss would like to call it, it was a very joyous time of buying because you had the experts, you had the antique people, and then you had everybody else. Well, now with TV, which sadly I helped corrupt people with thinking they were experts in toys on Toy Hunter. But with all these reality shows and with eBay, everybody sees something and they think, oh, that's what I have, and it's worth $1 million. It's like, as Kevin always puts it, with Antiques Roadshow, when that came out, it was like when you would see a high boy for, $500,000, everybody thought their grandfather's bureau was worth $500,000. But it can be frustrating, but you just got to separate yourself and be like, no, this is what it actually is.
I've been a long-time collector of tiki items, and I remember scrapping through and digging through boxes to find these items, and now I can buy them in bulk, on eBay. Yeah,
that was the big change, is that things that were once considered rare may not be necessarily rare anymore. I mean, a prime example, even with comics, when you think high-end comics, Amazing Fantasy 15, the first appearance of Spider-Man. Well, that everyone thinks, oh, that's one of the holy grails. That's crazy. Well, now if you have the pocket change of, 20, 30,000, you can go buy any one of 15 or 20 that are always available on eBay.
Yeah.
It's the internet has changed the whole world for better and worse. As a seller, it gives you a huge advantage because, like, for the auction in Rhode Island, you don't need to be at Rhode Island Comic Con to bid. You can bid from anywhere around the world. We're live in Asia, we're live in Europe, and we're live on 4 websites alone in the United States. So on that aspect, the internet has changed a lot because you're no longer selling to the people of Rhode Island or West Warwick. You're selling to the world all the time.
Is there a way that folks can, I guess both buyers and sellers, can kind of hedge against getting ripped off, in your opinion?
Yeah, the best thing I would do, whether you're a seller or a buyer, you bring it to the people who know. If I was sitting at home right now with, 3 yard boxes of 10 and 12 cent comics, I wouldn't say, oh, let me go get the first ad off Craigslist that I buy comics. That's not, you know what I mean?
Right.
You have to go to a trusted source, and whoever that may be, like what we do. A lot of people can sign our collections to the auction house and to Rhode Island Comic Con, and we advertise them to the world, and that's the best because when you're selling to someone, you're setting a price. When you sell at auction, I always say that's the seller's best option because we don't make money unless you make money as we work off a commission, and also the sky's the limit. You're not setting yourself to a price.
Now, I've been on the other side of this, vending at cons, and I had a witness back me up on this because I wanted to make sure I wasn't going nuts. So there's a guy who would go booth to booth. He would dig through the comics. Then he would dog-ear one. Then he would come back an hour later and say, hey, this one's dog-eared. Can I buy it for $1?
Yeah.
Unbelievable that, and I'm as cheap as they come, but unbelievable that someone would go through that much to save a couple bucks.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate to say it, but the antiques world and a lot of people, it's filled with not the best people sometimes. You know what I mean? I don't go around bending other people's comic books. It's horrible.
Yeah, I think the term you're looking for is degenerates.
Yeah, there you go. Thank
Shysters?
you. Yeah, shysters, degenerates.
Scumbags. Take your pick.
Yeah, I was trying to say the...
Try to be nice about it.
Yeah,
sugarcoat it.
Yeah, I was trying
It's not Willy Wonka. You don't have to sugarcoat it here.
You're right. Scumbags and degenerates, unfortunately. That's the truth.
Well, let's head back down to some music with one of my favorite bands in the history of music, for that matter. We're going to hear You're the Devil in Disguise. This is from the remixed Misfits Project 1950. You heard it here on The Tony Jones Show.
You look like an angel, walk like an angel, talk like an angel, but I got wise. You're the devil in disguise. Oh yes you are. Devil in disguise. Oh yes you are. You fooled me with your kisses. You cheated and deceived. Heaven knows how you lied to me. You're not the way you seem.
Ghost Town Gunfight, the name of that one, the Gore-Gons, right here on the Tony Jones Show. Before that, the Rhythm Coffin, a band, DJ Psycho Eddie, that you introduced me to.
Yeah, out of California.
My Baby Digs Me, the name of that one. And then before that, we heard from the almighty, recently, just for one night, reunited, the Misfits, You're the Devil in Disguise, the name of that track, off of the remixed Project 1950. The Gore-Gons, Ghost Town Gunfight, something you probably are only going to hear here on the Tony Jones Show, as it is mighty, mighty obscure. Now, I have Travis Landry in studio. He's a pop culture expert. He is the toy director. He's also an auctioneer for Bruno and Company Auctioneers. They're going to have a live comic toy collectible auction at Rhode Island Comic Con on November 13th. I'll be there. DJ Psycho Eddie will be there. Obviously, Travis will be there. But that brings me into something that I find very interesting as a lifelong collector, a lifelong picker. What is the most obscure item that has come across your desk, for lack of a better term, that you said, holy cow, this is this?
Most obscure, not so much just value, but just something absolutely crazy?
Both, actually.
Well, for something that's absolutely crazy that you probably would not expect to be collectible would be something called magic fingers. Mm-hmm. Do you know what magic fingers are?
No, that sounds like a store that's down the street from, but that's something completely different.
It might actually be. No, it might be very similar. So magic fingers it was from the 50s, 60s, 70s. I mean, you still find them today in some old motels in like the Midwest, but it was a big red button that would be under a mattress in motels, and a little wire would run out, and there'd be a little quarter machine. You put a quarter in, it would vibrate the bed for about 25, 30 minutes. That is probably one of the craziest and those are worth a couple $100.
And probably many a wedding night in the 50s, 60s, and 70s that was a part of their wedding night.
Exactly. So magic fingers, something probably the most obscure, and I'd say maybe the most valuable thing that I've seen. That's a really tough question. Would probably be for toy-wise. We actually set a record in the last toy auction. We sold the highest graded example of a Star Wars 12-back Chewbacca. It was graded a 90, and that sold for a little over $6,000.
Wow.
And what the funny story about that is, so when I was on Toy Hunter, I had sold a set of Star Wars 12-backs. Those are the first 12 original figures that came out in 1978. I had sold them to someone for $25,000 on the show with Jordan, and 2.5 years later, the guy came back to me to sell them, and when he put them at auction, he actually got $47,000.
Wow!
So he almost doubled on his original investment. So that was a really good day. So that value-wise, that's what really shocked me to believe that's $24 retail back in 1978.
That's awesome.
So imagine if everybody would have made that investment.
Again, I think of all the wrestling figures and G.I. Joes that I just literally blew up in my backyard with salutes and cherry bombs, and I mean they're probably worth money. That's everybody must struggle with that. Or I buried in the backyard for some reason.
What we always say is never throw anything away,
right?
Because usually it's what you think is junk and garbage. Like, oh, that can't be worth anything. No, that's what's worth the money.
Hot Wheel City. I had a great Hot Wheel City, and for some reason I just decided that this Hot Wheel City as a 10, 11, 12-year-old boy needed to be destroyed. And now I take a stroll through Toy Vault, and I see that exact same item for hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
Yep. It's hard. It's horrible, especially for things that it's not even like, oh, I can understand that's a 150-year-old chair. I can see why that's no, these were $1, $2 toys that didn't even come out not even 50 years ago. For some really, they're only 20, 30 years old.
I see that with Ninja Turtle items. That I just destroyed as a kid. Also, for some reason, huge markup there of things that I drop kicked.
The biggest example now for like that development in the market, we always talk about that at work. It's like, oh, what's going to be valuable in the future?
Yeah.
And antiques and toys especially are very cyclical, and toys are predictable because it's all based on who grew up with it. Mm-hmm. So the reason right now on the rise, like Power Rangers, 3-4 years ago, you could get the Mega. Everybody knows what a Power Ranger Megazord, I would hope. Like, do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, unfortunately, I do.
So that was a toy sealed. You could have got for $30, $50.
Yeah.
Not even 5 years ago. Now it's $300. So it's crazy. You're right. The markup's crazy. The whole market's exploding.
There seems to be, I mean, in my just casual opinion, a good mix of folks out at conventions and shows age-wise. Are you seeing younger kids coming up and being into it?
Absolutely. And what I see that I actually absolutely love is when you see like, a 35 to 40-year-old father with their 10-year-old kid, and he's just as into it as the kid is, if not more. And you see now what antiques were once generational, passing things down. Now you're passing down Captain America, Iron Man, Optimus Prime. And to see that is really cool. And it shows that the future, that pop culture isn't ending. It's something that's still growing today.
We're going to hear, too, from one of our favorite local bands up next as the Tony Jones Show continues. I speak of BlindSide Thunder. This track, Slow, Hard, and Steady. You heard it here on the Tony Jones Show.
cocktails out in Buckeye Lake. For my family and friends, don't be late. Hanging out in the sun, do it all day long. Slamming cocktails out in Buckeye Lake. Take me down south where the blue agave grows. Take me down south where the blue agave grows.
It's not so costly, and we want you all to know 21st century extroversion isn't enough to sell your soul. We can't deny it. No one wants you to behave. 21st century mass perversion was voted up online today. So tonight we come 'cause girls love digital. Girls love digital. Girls love digital. Girls love digital. You know we're watching. We're the audience you like. Put a sexy pic on your profile. Show them all how you've gone wild. So tonight we come 'cause girls love digital. Girls love digital. Girls love digital. Girls love digital. It's okay, it's safe, man, do it anyway. All day, get it stained and let those haters hate. Not your fault, it's a law, and we love you all. Keep score, get some more, take total control. They say it's not right for you to act this way online. But if the whole damn world is gonna try to curb girls and ladies shine, your most dangerous life. So tonight we come 'cause girls love digital. Girls love digital. Girls love digital. Girls love digital. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's okay, it's safe, and do it anyway. All day, get it safe and let those haters hate.
A little Downcity Armory right here on the Tony Jones Show. Girls Love Digital, the name of that one. Before that, we heard two from BlindSide Thunder, Blue Agave and Slow, Hard, and Steady. You heard it here on the Tony Jones Show. Travis Landry in studio with me. He's with Bruno and Company Auctioneers. We're talking all things comic, collectibles, conventions. So, I've been to a convention or two in my time, but I can only assume that from your side of things, you've seen some nutty, interesting, fun things go down at conventions. Tell us a little convention story.
Well, touch back to what we were just talking about. We were at Hartford Comic Con advertising the toy auction coming up for Rhode Island, which is owned under Altered Reality Entertainment. So it's just nonchalant for me being there, working there, being around everybody. And one of the biggest draws to Comic Con is all the celebrities and all those people. So I'm walking through Hartford Comic Con, and here's Ryan Hurst, the guy from Sons of Anarchy. He's like the big headlining guest. But his handler, or the person helping him with all signatures and whatnot, is a really good friend of mine. I know him. So I give a nice big wave. Ryan Hurst gives a wave back, and I just play. I'm like, I'm not waving to you. I'm waving to the guy behind you. And supposedly that offended him, I guess.
Well, it's just the fact that people have been waving at him all day. He returns a wave to you, and you could care less.
Yeah. So, I mean, Comic-Con's crazy, and after hours are even crazier. I mean, it's such a blast, and you can't even imagine the things that happen. It's just, you got to go to experience it.
We were doing Rock and Shock one year, and I wanted to save some money, so I stayed at not the nice premier hotel at the Rock and Shock convention. I stayed at the sleazy hotel a couple towns over, and of course, half of the celebrities also decided to stay at the sleazy hotels. So it was great. I got to have breakfast. They were probably just there for the free continental breakfast, but we all got to eat the next day, and I was thinking, I'm off the beaten path. Well, everybody had the same exact idea for the $50 a night hotel.
Yeah, I mean, these guys that get on the circuit, but they're just like everybody else.
Right.
You know what I mean? Everybody puts on their pants the same way.
And you can tell the folks who really are interested in being there, and for whatever reason they've really made the leap that they really love and respect their fans, and you can tell the folks that are there just because they have a mortgage.
Yeah, exactly. You can. And I mean, my thought philosophy behind it was like, oh, you're not famous unless you have fans. So you should be nice to all your fans, not, give me $100 to sell. It's like 12-year-old girl walks up, I love you on the TV show. Oh, I'm sorry, you can't take a picture of me unless $100.
Yeah, that's
it's like, I don't know, but it's business. It's work.
I'm a huge Andre the Giant fan, and I've become friendly with Tim White, who was a referee in WWE, and also he was Andre the Giant's handler. So he'll just occasionally and randomly tell me stories like, in 1979, Andre the Giant got drunk in the hotel room. Nobody could move him, so they covered him with the piano cover. It's like, that's just like, folks just have these great nuggets of information from just being a part of it all these years.
Yeah, it is. I mean, what you see on the outside and what you see on TV isn't necessarily the reality at the end of the day. Everybody does a crazy, stupid thing at one point or another. I've had some pretty, my finest moments at Comic-Con.
Unfortunately now, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, everybody, for the most part, has Facebook Live. So if someone has a real meltdown, it's going to get captured. And it's going to be on the internet in moments.
Oh, yeah. Trust me, I know that is a very scary thing today in society. Yeah, nothing's personal anymore. Everything's just, boop, there it is online.
So unfortunately, we're starting to run out of time, but I want you to remind everybody what you have coming down the pipeline, how they get a hold of you at Bruno & Co. Auctioneers, and remind everybody about the live auction at Comic-Con on November 13th.
Yeah, so just say thank you, Tony, for having me. But so Bruno & Company Auctioneers, located at 63 4th Ave in Cranston, right off of Elmwood. And at Rhode Island Comic Con this year on Sunday, November 13th, we have a huge auction coming up of toys and comics. A lot of fun stuff that's going to be taking place during the convention, and we're going to be there all week. And it's just a lot of fun. But you can always come visit us right at the gallery, 4th Ave in Cranston.
So, is that the best way to get through if they have something they do want to consign or get a consultation on, or
you could always just call us. That's the easiest thing. Call at 401-533-9980. You could send us an email. Just go to our website, brunoandco.com. We're very easy to reach out to, and we help everybody. So just shoot us an email, send us a call. if you have a large collection, we're happy to go out to your home and take a visit and take a look at what you got and see what you have, if you have some money there.
And go down there and experience it in person 50% of the time, and then cruise eBay the other 50% of the time.
Exactly.
Break up the monotony, right?
Exactly. And maybe if you're only into toys and you want to get a little bit of fine art and antique experience,
Right.
October 29th coming up, we have an antique and fine arts auction at our gallery.
Excellent. Keep up the good work, man.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Tony.
Unfortunately, we are just about out of time, but we will have one track up next. We're going to hear from Sonicdivine, King of Nothing. Be sure to go to TonyJones.org, Facebook.com/TonyJonesShow, at Tony Jones in RI on Twitter, and RIFreeRadio.org. Travis, thank you again.
Thank you so much, Tony.
And here's a little Sonicdivine to bring you out for the rest of the night. King of Everything. You heard it here on the Tony Jones Show. Bye, everybody. Bye.
Man with a 555 soul. I'm the 1111 when things start to get old. I'm the 444 and you're 01. Doesn't mean anything anymore. If 6 was 9, then I must be 3. I'm the M, those the I, the you and me. I'm the 6-pointed star, Fibonacci. I'm the 111, 8 to infinity. I am the king of everything. I am the bird and its wings. I am the glory of the sunken ship. I am the crown of Eclipse. I'm your 7 wonders, 7 stories high. I'm the 3.14 to your piece of the pie. I am the universe and I am the sky. I am the one to your standing in your light. remember always. Wake you up to apologize. I'm sorry